Hi guys, welcome back to my video. Today we're going to continue talking about this book, which is called Practical Advance in Petroleum Process. Blue, kind of a very important book for all of us. Today we're going to continue a lot of things to cover. I don't know from which to start, just I'm just trying to make up my mind in order to be clear and as short as possible. Uh, in the last lecture, we were discussing about chemicals in petroleum. We understood that we have several types of chemical, which is heteroatom compounds, olefins, aromatics, and naphthens, and the paraffins. That was quite easy, so let's start. So, um, of course, as we know, in order to create something, we have to need demand from other people. So uh, today we're going to talk about history of petroleum processing. Uh, these days it's extremely rare for oil to flow out of a well already fit for the market as it did in the 1816s. It means that the 1816s, the uh, crude oil that was taken from the ground was already ready to use, because in that time the the, the products or the vehicles, or I don't know what kind of purpose they used this crude oil, they didn't uh, require some specific requirements for the crude oil. So it means crude oil was already ready for use. But today it's not possible. After getting the crude oil from the ground, we need to follow the several processes in order to clean it, in order to make it ready for use. Uh, um, so as mentioned in the 1816s, the most valuable crude oil fraction was kerosene. Uh, so demand for conversion. Demand for conversion. Conversion means converting process. We need to convert the crude oil, convert to more valuable product. So uh, the demand for petroleum remained relatively fast through the last of the 19th century. In the 1878, thanks to the invention of Thomas Edison, electric lighting slowly but surely began to displace kerosene as a preferred illuminant. But the biggest blow to kerosene, came from the gasoline-powered automobile, developed in the 1998 by Gottlieb Daimler, Wilhelm Maybach, and Carl Benz. The motor car was a curiosity until 1901, when Ransom was started assembly line production of the Corvette Oldsmobile runabout. So it means that when this car started firstly was created, the pure crude oil that got from the ground was not preferred to use, because this car required some specific requirements for crude oil. For example, it must be clean, it must be have some octane number, cetane number, and so on. After that, after this story, uh, Henry Ford built his first gasoline-powered car in 1896 and founded the Ford Motor Company in 1903. This is also was very popular. People are started to buy in the USA, as this car is got more popular and more popular, and this car of course requires some specific requirements for gasoline. In addition to increasing the overall demand for petroleum, the advent of the automobile increases the relative demand for naphtha, from which gasoline is derived versus kerosene. So in response, the refineries developed a conversion process. The first of this was the thermal cracking process, patented by William Borton and Robert Humphreys, who were working for Standard Oil of Indiana. The Burton-Humber-Hughes process doubles the yield of gasoline from crude oil and is credited for averting gasoline shortage during the World War. Moreover, gasoline from thermal crackers performed better in automobiles and straight-run products distilled from crude petroleum. Okay, let's move on. So in 1914, Jesse Dobbs and Ogden Armour founded National Hydrocarbon Company, which later became Universal Oil Products. Uh, this company established and it's improved day by day, and as they commercialized the Dobbs process, uh, the Dobbs process was a quite good, quite effective processes, and this process solved some of the problems associated with the Bordenhammer-House process. This Bordenhammer-House process, of course, was quite good at the beginning, but it has its disadvantage. So this DAPS process is by Universal Oil Products or UOP company is replaces this process in order to make it more efficient to the further uh, um, for further time. So the Dobbs process produced few cocked deposits. It could process heavy petroleum fractions and it ran longer between shutdowns. Uh, okay, so people in this time, in specifically in 1913s, refiners used tetraethyl lead to boost the octane number of the product. In In 1942, the first Standard Oil New Jersey commercialized the fluidized catalytic cracking (PCC) process, which dramatically increased refiners' ability to convert heavy gas oil into gasoline. This was also pretty good. It was pretty good. And also, what can I say? A lot of things to say. I'm just trying to be short as possible. Uh, So this is a fluidized catalytic cracking. These catalytic forming units was quite good for converting to getting the more fluidized, more valuable products. And in 1961, hydrocracking was introduced to convert gas oil into naphtha-rich heavy naphtha, which is a super fit for catalytic former. So after that, let's talk about the last part, which is demand for clean environment. In the 1970s, the authority of the world required a 90% reduction in auto emissions by 1975. The scope and timing of this requirement present a challenge to the automobile industry. After reviewing several alternatives, automakers focused on the developing catalytic converters to remove carbon monoxide and hydrocarbons from automobile exhaust. So it means that, of course, it was quite good that we get gasoline and kerosene to our vehicles for plants, but of course it has its a negative impact on the environment. So just we need to, or we had to take some of the harsh measures in order to minimize the effect on the environment. So that's all for that day, and thank you for watching, and see you on the next video. Bye bye.